What made you come up with that, Jane? Because, on LinkedIn, there are many people with all kinds of, I don't know, taglines or positions. But when it's something creative, something unique, it makes you remember and stand out. And I really like yours.
Yeah, so one, obviously, I wanted something creative and something that is different from everyone else. And two, I really like Assassin's Creed, which
Oh,
is
no.
a game. So kind of, I'm a creative and I like playing Assassin's games on my
Oh,
Xbox.
that's nice.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of connected.
I mean, because it's important, or there are so many, whether it's experts from LinkedIn, like branding, graphics, and everything. So when you see like another graphic designer, it's kind of okay, next one. But if it's something unique and different, it makes you stand out, which I think it's a great idea.
Exactly. That's the whole point. So my branding stands out from most designers on there and my tagline and stuff. So
And I think it's not only the work, like obviously beautiful designs, but I also like the way you write, like your tone of voice. Not only on LinkedIn, but even reading your website. It's funny,
yep.
it's different, it's sarcastic, so I think it's great.
Yeah, it's just a bit of my personality. I am a bit blunt. I am a bit sarcastic. I do joke about things that probably you shouldn't joke about. So I have a bit of a dark sense of humor. But yeah, I kind of try. I'm just trying to be myself in my content and write the way I talk. Just obviously with a bit toned down because I swear like a sailor in real life and I don't.
But one thing that actually surprised me is that you say, or at least like on your website, on your content, you say that you're an introvert. And based on your content or that we speak out, say the opposite. So are you introvert, extrovert, or something in between?
Yeah, I'm definitely 100% introvert. I like being on my own and I spend most days on my own with my dog and that's how I like it. And I think there's a big misconception between what an introvert and extrovert actually is. Most people think that an extrovert is someone who's like really bubbly and really loud and really outgoing and kind of has a tone of like has a voice and his opinion, all these things. And then it's the other extreme for introverts where people think they're quite like quiet, they can't really, they're not good in social situations, they're like timid and all these kind of things. But it's not true. The main thing that divides, like, they can two things can be
Yeah, of
uh,
course.
so those things can be true, but the main thing that sort of separates introverts from extroverts is how they recharge their social batteries and how they like to spend their free time. I like to be on my own. If I go out, let's say for dinner with a friend, I can be out maybe 2, 3 hours and then I'm done. My social batteries run out. I want to go home. I want to cuddle up on the sofa. I want to turn on TV and I don't want to talk to anyone. If I have 2, 3 client calls in a day, after that I am exhausted, I need a nap, or I need to have a few days where I don't really speak to anyone so I can recharge my social batteries. Extroverts are the opposite in that sense, that they recharge their batteries by being around people. They need to be around people. If they're not around people, they become sad and depressed, and they need people around them. Extroverts don't. They kind of spend time on their own. So that's kind of the main thing that separates. Both can be loud and opinionated and be good in social situations or be bad in social situation. It's just more about the recharging process and how you
Yeah.
yourself. So
And it makes sense. And actually, thinking about it or kind of going through it now with you, I feel actually the same. That I like, I don't know, talk to people like to now, meet someone new, this and that. But at the same time, I like to then kind of recharge to be on my own doing some kind of my stuff. So it's very much
yeah,
relatable.
yeah. Like I have a friend here. She is like, I get tired just from listening how many people she sees in a day and how many things she does in a day. Because usually when we meet up for like dinner or something, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I met this friend for a Thai lesson in the morning, and then I went and did this, and then I met up with a friend for lunch, and then I met another friend, and then I did this, and now I'm seeing you." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm already tired."
I know, and I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, it's more those. Obviously, there are other things that kind of separate introverts from extroverts, and then there's also sort of one in the middle, which is an ambivert, which is kind of both.
And some balance. Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of the recharging and how you reset and how you kind of recharge. That's the main things that separate the two, and then
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just curious. And also, as we discussed, like the way you speak, the way you write, your tone of voice, have you experienced like some, let's say, even negative feedback or negative reception, like on LinkedIn? Because obviously, you show up on LinkedIn, you've been there for some time. So just curious if, in my opinion, it's a positive. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've been featured on LinkedIn Lunatics more than I care to count. So.
Wait, is it actually on Reddit, LinkedIn Lunatics?
Yeah. LinkedIn Lunatics, it's a Reddit thread where people screenshot LinkedIn people's posts and then talk shit about them. So people have everything from my pictures, what I wear, my tan, the way I write, what I do for work. I've even had people have a go at me for the glass that a restaurant served me a drink in that was in the picture.
What was wrong with that?
It was a mason jar, and someone got really offended by the fact that my smoothie in the picture that I had used with my post was served in a mason jar.
Okay.
Not something I can control, considering it was a restaurant I went to, and that's what they served me the drink in. But yeah, probably not, like, I don't get loads and loads of hate, but like anyone who shows online, you'll get some people complaining about how you talk, how you structure your sentences, and you get a bit of grammar police, all that stuff.
And obviously you cannot satisfy everyone. And I think with a few people like this that complain, at the same time, there must be so many people on the opposite side that actually see it as something unique, as stand out, and probably inspiration for others as well to find their voice and stand out with the way they show up.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I would say 98% of people that engage with my content love it, and then there's maybe 2 to 3% that might leave some hate or snarky comments. It's usually a middle-aged, balding white man issue with my clothes, or with the fact that I have an opinion, or...
And you know what it is, like, even negative, like when they talk about it negatively, for example, as we discussed Reddit, it still helps you to boost the visibility and to reach more people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's also good.
I don't think that these people realize that every time that they share a link to my post and they click on it, and even if they don't click on it, even if they look at it, it still tells LinkedIn, oh, people are looking at this, so let's show it.
Yeah, that is true.
So when they engage, that gives me even more push on the algorithm, because the algorithm, doesn't differentiate between a bad and positive comment. It just goes, oh, it's a comment, let's show it to more people.
Yeah,